Morning, everybody. There's 13 people watching. That's good. That's good. It's better than a poke in the eye. Morning, Nick Branston. Morning, Ian. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm in the bottom corner here. We're certainly reaching YouTube. And Dave Mason. Good morning, Paul. Much promises CD playing in the background. Great. Right. Morning, Stephanie, Dave Mason, Nick Branson, Ian Lee. Excellent. And you can hear me voice and everything's coming through. Okay. Morning, everybody. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Pablo Hank. Happy New Year to you all. Loud and clear. Right. Okay. Alexis John Irving, Peter Scarf's Guitar Channel. This is all very good. I like it. I like it. Okay. So, talk a little bit Treadwater. Not for too long. Song Surgery. I did this. I started this series a while ago, and you know, it well, one thing and another. And the thing is with the Song Surgery is that as time goes on, the years pass and you get a different computer and you take the hard drives and you put the hard drive somewhere else, and those hard drives either deteriorate or they become obsolete technical connectors, which is often the case. So I've got, like, of all of the albums that I've done, let's say I've done 15 albums and there's 10 tracks per album. That's like 150 tracks. And I've got some of the project folders, the Cubase project folders. Some of them are lost. And sometimes when you open them, there's plugins missing and there's all this kind of thing, you know. But anyway, this one isn't. This one I've got. So I'm going to close the chat. Okay. Right. So you can see me, you can hear me. This is a song called Seeds of My Own Destruction. I should move the microphone a bit closer. It's better like that, you see. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, it wants to roll away. Fucking thing, come on. Stay there. Right, okay. Let's start with the drums. Shall we start with the drums? Now, I shall say from the get-go that I wrote this song and I played everything on it. Yes. So here's the drums, and when I initially did this, I used a program called Addictive Drummer, which I now no longer have. So I opened the song up and it said can't find Addictive Drummer, so I just put Superior Drummer 3 in there. So this is the same kit that we used on Goodbye Pork Pie Hat with me brother. Yeah. Right. So how do you write a drum part? Well, there you go. There it is. You see. These individual beats. What we can do is we can actually open this in the score editor if you prefer. And then, you know, you get to this second part, you know, so it's moving along. Let's have a look now. Okay, so that's the basic drum beat, right? I will keep checking on you. Happy Easter, yes. Everyone's headphones on. Good, Nick. Good. Got the headphones on, right? Excellent. Okay, so let's have a listen. Things are a little bit. This actually, I made this track quite some time ago, and you know, one way to realize how old a track is to look at the software that you're using. So Here's the drums with the bass. There's the bass on its own. What have we got on the bass? Amplitude, of course. Ampeg bass. Amp. SVX Pro. Bit of compression. Everything else in the middle. You see, folks, it comes back to this thing for me, that when you're twisting and turning controls like this, you know, trying to find the right sound, and it's the wrong amp or it's the wrong piece of equipment for the project. It's not that it's a bad piece of equipment that wouldn't work beautifully on something else, but if you're fiddling on with something trying to get a decent sound, then you got to get something else happening. And I find that the Ampeg basically from IK Multimedia is great. So okay, now what we've got here is an Avalon nylon string acoustic. Now, I think Nick's just said he's got his headphones on. Yeah, Nick Branson's got his headphones on. Anybody who's got the headphones on, what you'll find is that the acoustic guitar will be in one side and the delay will be in the other side. So rather than recording two separate acoustic guitars, you just put a delay on one and put the... So there's the acoustic guitar and the echoes in the other side. So you push them apart, left and right. So it has the effect of sounding a little bit like two guitars. So if I stop the track, you'll hear the delay after the track stops. See, so that gives the... So it just widens it, you know. So with the drums and with the bass, it sounds like this. Okay, and what we've got is here we've got a Fender Rhodes piano from IK Multimedia, which is more or less playing exactly what the acoustic guitar is playing, give or take a few stroppy, you know. It's actually just marking the front of the chord, because we don't want it to be too... Yes, okay. So if you've got like the acoustic guitar going da 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 da, and you've got the Fender piano going da 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 da, all at the same time, it's like, oh, it's like too much data for the listener to process in the immediate instant of the track beginning. So the idea of this keyboard just playing the front of the chord, and then you see it kind of holds behind the chord. See? So all together now, with the bass in and the drums in, the rhythm, acoustic, and the Fender Rhodes piano sounds like this, more or less the whole thing. The idea is to make it as warm as toast with butter on. Yes, that's what we want with that. What have we got now? Okay, so then you've got this lead guitar here. So let's have a listen to the lead guitar. We'll solo the lead guitar, and this is a Fender Telecaster. Surprise, surprise. So that's the melody. Right, just as a little point of interest, da, 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 is the main melody. It's the F sharp, which is the second or the ninth of the E chord, E minor chord. And there's a harmony comes in later on, which plays the fourth, which is an A. But rather than, so just listen, if you would indulge me, stick around and we'll talk about all of it and why it's there. So here's the melody, here's the basic melody. Now, this is the harmony that comes in later, but it's on its own. Then it goes back to the original melody. Yeah, see? So the third time it plays the harmony part without individually. It plays that harmony part that's coming later. So rather than just have four the same, you make the third one change. You modify the third one and then it goes back to the fourth one. So it's familiarity. Establish the familiarity with first part, second part, change it on the third part, go back to the original on the fourth part. You see? So we've had a little bit of a chord change there. Let's have a look at that chord change. Drums have stayed the same. Bass has gone to a different set of chords. Now the drums have changed for the first time since the beginning of the song, and the way that works is quite simply. There's a little fill across the toms, and then the hi-hat becomes slushy, what I call slushy. It's not tight, so it's like it's like but it's not fully open. And with a bit of luck, you'll be able to see the hi-hat move here. You'll see these toms light up as the fill goes across them, and then you'll see this hi-hat open. So it's like changed it slightly, and then it's back to the closed hi-hat, you see. So the reason for doing that is simply because it repeats the introduction. So you've got the melody, you've got that chord change, then it goes back to the introduction. But to go back to the introduction and just repeat it the same as it was at the beginning, it's a little bit of a cop-out. So the open hi-hat kind of gives it a different vibe. So now let's get rid of the lead guitar. So listen to something else has happened there. And that is that the organ has now joined us. Yes, it has. Where is he? Where's he going? Thorgan. Where's Thorgan? I suppose that's him there, isn't it? Yeah, I do, I suppose. So let's have a listen to the organ. On its own first. So it's really just, following the other parts. And then when the melody comes back in, the hi-hat closes again, you see. Thank you for a good afternoon, my pleasure. Rose M. Heagle, Croha. Thank you for a good afternoon. Thank you very much. Quite all right. So we got bass, drums, acoustic guitar, bass, drums, acoustic guitar, and Fender Rhodes. And this organ has just joined. When it goes back into the riff, the melody, the main thing, the organ drops out and the drums go back to the hi-hat. Yeah, so it's sparse. So it's more sparse. It's emptied out, you see. So the melody comes back in and the backing empties out to allow the melody to come back in. You can't just put everything in and then leave it there. You can put something in and then you can take it back out again. And actually, in my feeling is that when you remove something from an arrangement, it actually can have the similar effect as actually adding something. That space, you've added nothing, if you get me drift. You've added nothing. And it you know what I mean? What does nothing look like? What does nothing sound like? Well, it's very difficult to describe, but all you can say is there's one thing that was there previous is not there now, and that's the difference, you see. So there's a difference there. Also, by the bio, when that organ comes in, this clean strat comes in with the organ as well. Like this. So if we put that with the acoustic and the organ and the Rhodes and the bass, we'll leave the drums out for now. Okay. Okay, so what we've established is we've got the intro out of the way, we've got the melody introduced, we've had the first chord change, we've repeated the intro, now we've gone back to the melody again. The organ that came in for the chord change is gone. It comes in only for a little while. And what happens is also, let us take note that when that second melody comes in, the percussion joins us. Here we go. That's not a great colour. So you got a bit of percussion coming there now as well. Let's keep the lead guitar out. So the only thing that's changed for the second time around of the melody is there's a clean strat in there and there's a bit of percussion in there. Everything else is exactly the same. So the things that joined us on the first change come in for the first change, then they go out again. Also, there's a shaker comes in. There's a shaker comes in with that change as well, by the way. Thomas the Tank Engine. Okay, melody, here we go. third time it sticks with the original melody, you see. But the harmony that it went to comes in on the third time. And the organs come back in. This pink thing here is the organ, and that's the harmony guitar there. Okay, so when this line reaches these parts, you'll hear the harmony guitar and you'll hear the organ joint. A lot of work went into this track. Let's just have a listen to that drum thing. We'll look at the drums as it's happening. So we've basically had the drums playing the same pattern all the way through. The odd boom boom between the different parts of that. Nothing sophisticated. And then finally the drum pattern changes. So it's gone from the closed hi-hat to the half-open hi-hat to the closed hi-hat to the half-open hi-hat. Now it's going to go to the ride cymbal. By the way, this Superior Drummer 3 is an absolutely glorious piece of software. A glorious piece of drum software. Let me tell you. Okay, so the drums has gone to the right. The drums have gone to the ride cymbal. You know, I used to live in Hampton, down by the river, and I had to clean up the way that I spoke because nobody could understand that fucking thing I said. So when the drums go to the ride cymbal, the Rhodes then doubles with the acoustic. So the Fender piano is now playing. Right, so you know how at the beginning I said how the piano and the guitar, the piano's just playing long chords. But at this point where the ride cymbal comes in, the Rhodes follows the acoustic guitar rhythmically. And you see also, the detail you see, there's your Thomas the Tank Engine. So it's holding back. When it comes to this change, Thomas the Tank Engine gets up steam and away he goes. Listen to this. Oh, that's not quite Thomas the Tank Engine, is it? So effectively nothing's changed. Still nothing's changed. We're going around the same patterns, and but we're just kind of making these little changes. And you see, when you go into that solo, let me just mute the guitar, mute the lead guitar. So when the acoustic guitar and the Fender Rhodes piano start to lock in, and the drum's gone to the ride cymbal, and the shaker has doubled up in time. It's actually all the same thing. It's just kind of transforming itself from different ways of making that happen, right? Now, here's something that I've talked about. That I'm convinced was installed in my consciousness by aliens when I was abducted that time, right? And basically, right, you don't... let's just listen to the drums, okay? Let's just listen to the drums. It's important. It's an incredibly important thing, this. It's so important. It's astonishing how important it is. Right. I'm going to solo the hi-hat, right? Now, those of you who can hear the hi-hat in your headphones, it's in my left side. I presume it's, I don't know, maybe it's cables elsewhere. So that hi-hat is in the left-hand side. Okay, now let's go to the percussion. So the percussion, the shaker is in the different channel. It is in the right-hand side. Because if you've got the hi-hat and the shaker both in the same side, they're doing similar things, okay? They're doing similar things. So let me just give you an example. If I put that shaker to the other side, it's the same side as the hi-hat. Now it's all in one side, so it kind of loses its definition a bit. So if you say put it back to the other side. Now, when you've got a drum kit, the hi-hat's here and the ride cymbal's over here. So you're playing the hi-hat here, okay, and the shaker is in that speaker. The hi-hat's in that speaker, and the shaker's in that speaker. When you go to the ride cymbal, it's in the same it's in the same side as the shaker is. So you got to move the shaker to the other side, and you may, if you're very lucky, ladies and gentlemen, if you can see, if you've got on a big screen, can you see this R57? It says R57. That means it's 57% in the right-hand channel. Now that right-hand channel is where the ride cymbal is going to appear in the next couple of bars. So with a thing called automation, okay, with a thing called automation, there's that right 57s back there again, okay. So what if you listen, when the hi-hat stops and the ride cymbal comes in, you'll see that right 57 become left 57. It might not be 57, but it'll go to the left, and you'll hear the shaker go to the other side when the hi-hat transfers to the ride. Here it comes. See, it went left 89. Okay. The thing is I've got right. So what do we want to do? We want to bring the overheads in so you can hear that ride cymbal. Okay. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking straight there. Okay. So there. I wonder if you heard that. I wonder if you heard that. Maybe gone. There you are. So right 57, it's going to go to left 89 when the ride cymbal starts. See? So the ride cymbal's gone to the other side because the hi-hat and the ride cymbal, the shaker has gone to the other side because the hi-hat and the ride cymbal are apart from each other, and you have to make those compensations, because it'll screw your mix up. It'll screw your mix up. Everything will become cloudy and messy, and you'll not know what's going on. It'll all become a big... Only the one side. Only the once. Yeah. Less is more, as they say, yeah. Yeah. Adding nothing. Yeah. Hope you're all enjoying the show, ladies and gentlemen. So let's listen to that all together. Without the drums muted. Okay, let's go on into the solo now. I really like this chord change with the clean strat. Let's have everything in except the drums. Let's have everything in except the lead guitar. Wrong. On the clean strat. I always thought that was a nice chord change. So now we go into the we go to La La Land here, and what better way to go to La La Land than to have the obligatory wind chimes, dream state stuff, you see. Right, so what's going on there, you wonder? Okay, let's talk about it. First, we've got this lead guitar. Let's not talk about the lead guitar. Let's look at this blue one here, which I've just made black there. See this blue track here? This is a reverse acoustic guitar. Listen. Now, that reverse acoustic guitar, ladies and gentlemen, is from a gig I played in Newcastle, where I did this improvisation, and I played it on stage. I did the solo performance thing with the loop pedal, and then I played over the top of it. And for some strange reason, when I brought the loop pedal home, it was still in the memory. It should have actually been deleted. It shouldn't have actually been there, but maybe I pressed the save button by some freak thing. So what I did was I took the memory card out of the loop pedal and I put it into the computer, and I pulled this file out of the loop pedal. So this is a live recording acoustic guitar, and then I reversed it. Okay, and it kind of comes in, so you got that break. So let's just have a listen to that break. Okay, so now it goes into the break. There's kind of nothing there, right? But you bring this reverse acoustic guitar back in. So now this is kind of an improvised thing I'm doing, improvising in the studio. So there's like, so this reverse acoustic guitar goes on for, you know, all the way around here. And we've got the lead guitar going over that. Sounds like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the whole track at the end, as I usually do. Are you all still there? No one's great drum ensemble sound. Yes, Nick. Superior Drummer 3. Very good. Superior Drummer 3 isn't great for heavy boof and baff and boof and baff. But kind of the light stuff, the lighter stuff. It's very good indeed for the lighter stuff. And this kind of thing, you know. So, still here, good. I don't want to be sitting here talking to myself. So, okay, that's like an atmospheric thing. It's like a subconscious. You see, a friend of mine said, the title of this song, The Seeds of My Own Destruction, a friend of mine said, everywhere I go, I carry with me the seeds of my own destruction. You know, we can destroy ourselves at any second, you know, by how we think, basically, how we think. That's a whole other conversation. But whatever situation or scenario I've found myself in, I created it. And I could blame the people that were around me. But why was I associating with those people? Because of me thinking. It all goes back to the thinking. And I think this is the secret for me. Where does the thinking begin? What creates the thinking? Is it me even doing the thinking? Or am I receiving the thinking from an outside source, like a transmission? You see, this is something that I ponder. I'm not going to try and tell you all it's true. I mean, you can tell me it's craziness, you know, but, you know, when a television breaks down, it no longer receives a picture and it goes on the scrap heap. But that broadcast is still in the atmosphere. It's just the television is no longer there to receive it. So are our thoughts and consciousness and personalities all in the atmosphere? And as long as we're here to receive it, we're here to receive it. As soon as we're brown bread, as soon as we're dead, we can't receive it. So we're still out there, we just don't have a vessel to receive. So this is about the subconscious. And I'm not going to go through the breakdown of this because it's really just kind of incidental guitar parts. You know, with the reverse acoustic and different. But there's one thing I did with this, which is like, you see where all of this action is here at the end of the song. All of this stuff here. So that's kind of where the song all comes back in. So here this part here. I think we'll open this up in the score actually. This is all programmed drums. I programmed all of these drums myself, and it's kind of the idea of this was to, rather than, so hang on a second, I'll mute that. Okay, I'll mute that. So when the song comes back in, okay, without the drums muted. So like you've got that rhythm guitars come back in. For 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't want the drums to just come out of nowhere. Like boom, take a boot, upright the drummers back in. So I programmed this part here. I played everything on this track, by the way. So I programmed this part here. Let's have a look at it on the drum. So let's have a look at the score. There it is, okay. I take it you can see that little line moving through. Why don't we mute the drums? So it's all very incidental, you know? Coincidental. So there it starts to find the rhythm. Yeah, hang on a second. Let's bring these two back in. Okay. Then the lead comes back in, the melody comes back in. Now then, this is something that I like to do. Of all the things, I like to do this. There he is. Okay. There's a melody. Da, da, da. So I sing it. You see, you sing the melody. Let's have a listen. That's a double-tracked melody. If you listen to the one voice on its own, it probably sounds pretty raw. Not a lot there, you see. And then you double-track it, put them both together, pan them left and right, put the reverb and the delay on. Put it in with the whole track. Because because there's a guitar line there, you see. So you start fannying on looking for synthesizers with voices. You think, well, why don't you just sing the bloody thing? And then it goes to the key change. Okay. Here it comes. And then there's the chord change, not key change. That third note, la da da, that's the first chord of the next change, you see. And when you put everything around it, that little guitar link in there. Da, 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 da. Oops, it is it. Let's listen to him on his own. With the organ. Oh yeah, of course, let's not forget the organ is now kind of following the nylon string acoustic guitar and the Fender Rhodes piano. Now, we can talk about that a little bit. We're getting to the end, actually. It's not going to be long now. We're almost at the end, ladies and gentlemen. So, you've got the nylon string acoustic here. You've got the Fender Rhodes piano here. The organ is in the middle, but it's stereo, and the Leslie speaker's revolving. So if you've got that lovely Leslie speaker with two microphones on it, pointing left and right, and the rotating wheel is spinning that air around from left and right and left and right and left and right, why would you want to pan it all to the left? Then it just becomes a tremolo effect. So you have it in the center. And then you've got the nylon string acoustic and the Fender Rhodes piano, either side of it, with this thing spinning in the middle. It's what makes me want to get up in the morning. Now the organ's gone to a long chord there for that change, you see. And that's how it ends, like that, you see. I just bring in this reverse acoustic guitar here for just a little bit longer. I just reintroduce it because it's familiarity, you see. Right, just a second. Listen. That's my phone ringtone. It's Hendrix on the BBC when he was supposed to be playing Hey Joe. Eddie Van Who? Sometimes I don't want to answer well, I never want to answer the phone. When that's your ringtone, why the fuck do you want to answer the phone? I should have that on silent. Okay. That was when Lulu said, and now, Hey Joe. Do I do want a lessons recording in Logic? I'm sorry, Peter Scarf. I use Cubase. I use Cubase, and I wish I did use Logic because I would do some lessons with you. We could do it on the screen like this. You know, we could have a one-to-one. That's the end of the song. Let's just line it all back up again. I've got all of these shortcuts, you see, so I'll put these shortcuts in so I can, you know, so that's the whole song. Let's see what we've got on the output. We've got the UAD Fairchild compressor, probably just tickling the output there. So, like, you see those meters moving on the Fairchild there. It's such a shame I can't get the aspect ratio to match up between what I'm seeing on the computer here and what you're seeing from the laptop. It's squashed in a bit, but I've fucked on with it for an eternity in it. Anyway, so when you see these meters here, they're going back over. That's the compression, okay? Now, 20 years ago, I would have been compressing like this. Far too much. FM radio compressors like that. So you see that meter going back. The meter's going back, not forward. So if you're using a tape recorder or a mixing disc, and the meter, that's quiet to loud. Okay? So quiet to loud. With a compressor, it's the other way around. It's loud to quiet. So when you see the meter go the other way, that's the compressor pushing the overall level back, right? So it's pushing it way too far back, and this is the threshold. So where do you want the ceiling to be? There's the volume of the track. Do you want if the compressor's up here, the loudest part of the track, the compressor's not getting it. So you just bring the compressor down. So it's just taking the lid off. It's just taking the very, very top off. You don't want to squash it all down like that, otherwise you lose all of the dynamics. And I've learned this from listening to people who know more than I do. That's how we get to where we want to be, right? So that meter just needs to, see, that's going too far back. That meter just needs to be tickling. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll just check your messages. I keep getting these bizarre Russian messages, which. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me just go back and see. Still here. Very interesting. Very good. It's the aliens. Yeah. fabulous dissection, very interesting. My pleasure. Before we do anything, we do nothing. We do nothing. So there you go, folks. What have we got here? What have we got here? We've got live performance on Sunday night. That's what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we've got. Do you want to see that again? 7 o'clock, Sunday night. And that's that, you see. Let's bring the little fella back in. There he is. Okay. Thank you, Nick, Stephanie, Peter Scarf, Russian Gobbledygook, Nick Branston, Alexis John Irving, everybody. I haven't had my breakfast yet. Yes, you see, I'm fasting. I'm into the fasting, ladies and gentlemen. Get the blood sugars down. The Christmas blood sugars have got to go. Yes, they do. Much appreciated. My pleasure. My pleasure. Okay, so we'll listen to the track. If you want to listen to the track, we can listen to the track. And what I'll do is I'll... how are we going to listen to the track? I just opened it before. Let's see. Seeds of my own destruction. There it is. Okay. Okay. So bear with me. Bear with me. You still Leon Galan, thank you very much. Pied Scooter, thank you very much. There's a few of you there who've been quiet throughout this. You've been paying attention. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You see. Okay, let's listen to the track. Let's listen to the track. Listen to the track, please buy the CD. It's on an album called Note to Self. And if you want to know, oopsie-daisy, which one are we looking for? That one. Note to Self is the album cover with me looking down the guitar neck like that. That picture was taken by David Waller in Newcastle upon Tyne. And that's a Fender Stratocaster. And it's me looking down it. And the album's called Note to Self. And listen to the track, please buy the CD. Dave Mason, I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of the time I forget. Where are we? Is that us now? Right then, let's listen to the song. Oh, there's Chris. Hello there. Glad you've been a part of it. Very good. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this. I'm going to put this back on like that. No, not like that. Like that. Yeah. And I'm going to play the track, and I'm going to mute my microphone, at which point I'll disappear. You don't want to hear me, you know, ringing people and stuff like that, but I'm going to play the track, and I'm going to monitor your messages on the chat if you have any questions now that we're finished. Okay, here we go. Here goes the track. Thank you very much, folks. See you on Sunday. See you on Sunday. Live guitar stream. Sunday night, 7 o'clock, same time, same place. And we're also preparing the quartet show that I promised you. But it's just a case of coordinating everybody. Right. Okay, let's play the song.